Yes, welcome back in the queue. Tell us what happened when you were on your way in this morning. West End people, mate.
Quite creepy up here, isn't it, time? I just parked. I'm just getting myself sorted to get my parking ticket. The guy just pulls up, man. Just right beside me.
Start staring at me.
Aye, I'm like, you up
Is his
to
family
me?
with him? Is it him? That's that boy.
Is it Barry?
That's that boy who plays with Celtic.
Creepy, but he'd one of the big, I don't know, Bentleys or something.
That's that boy who plays with Celtic. I would say his family.
Thanks, media. Extra media. That's what
Aye, I'm like, why are you hot for me? What's happening, mate?
massive. Was he a good kisser?
Oh, it's when I went like that, I scared the shit out of him by the way.
What a massive miss you were last week.
I know.
No, I saw who was in.
Richie Forster.
You phoned him, didn't you?
Listen,
Don't come
He was wandering about outside, didn't he know how to get in here?
did you know miss a trick? How do you know get him different with his misses? Oh, you had to.
He's seen enough of his missus.
we had to be. We had
Follow it. He's a follow it.
Or was the fee too high?
Oh, she's a fortune, isn't she?
She's
you get him for 50 quid.
She's
She's
the top
Did you watch the programme? They two try to sing our songs. Oh,
and you're singing a song. By the way, best chest hair I've ever seen Derek Ferguson on his holiday. Wow. That chest hair.
My missus came me about it.
The grey chest hair.
Listen, I don't think that was even me.
How was the arse?
There's two me.
Was it hairy arse it?
It was, aye. Actually, it was. That's a given.
It was strange that you had chest out, trunks and then the knee-high boots on.
Didn't think you'd have blown the holiday.
Your feet were sweating there.
Speedos.
I might have been doing that. I can't remember half of it. I was in the bad books coming home.
How?
That's for sure. I'm
Just kicked arse it.
Aye, I'm too old. And I shouldn't. I shouldn't. You're there to relax and enjoy yourself. I mean, I need a holiday now. I'm gubbed.
What was your 7 days on the...
Aye.
What'd you wish your holiday drink? A wee bit of vodka, Fanta lemon. Oh,
by the way, that's it. I'm off of spirits. Spirits kill me.
Aye.
Sorry, aye. I didn't. Me and Jack didn't go on.
Jack Daniels.
We were. Jesus. Oh, me and Jack.
You fell out with him?
I'm not. I fell out with Jack.
So did you kicked out? Did you kick your own arse with the boots on? No wonder you're
by the way, I probably did. I don't know what I was up to half the time. But anyway, I made it home. Most nights.
We'll show you later.
Oh, I need to say as well, Frank McAvenny was at a do with my mates, charging £3 a photo.
No, yeah, right.
No.
£3 a photo, yeah.
It's normally a fiver.
No,
you can do that.
I don't charge anything. I don't charge anything.
The taxman watching this now.
It's all for charity.
You should talk about
talking to charity.
Talk about charity, yes. Battle Against Dementia. Well, you know I'm an ambassador for the Battle Against Dementia. And with Liz McNeil and Martin and the McNeil family, we've come up with this.
Brilliant.
And I'd done it 2 years ago with Walter Smith, God rest him. And obviously with COVID, we launched it at Parkhead, and then COVID meant we couldn't do it. So we're doing it this week. We're launching it, and it's in 3rd of June. Golf day at the Carrick. So
you're coming to golf day.
That's why we've done the blue and the green, because it's not about football. It's not about football. It's about
the illness.
And the money's all staying with Battle Against Dementia. The money's staying in Scotland. Everything's staying in Scotland. It's for footballers. For footballers, get a bit of respite, you know, because I seen a gaffer, my gaffer. I used to go up and see him every month, and it was horrible. Just going for such a big stature of a man, just wearing thin, and it didn't know you, and it was just horrible to see that. I mean, I just used to gaffer shout at me on a Monday for coming in late and all that, and it's just then all of a sudden it's a horrible illness. So we're doing that. Everything's for that. So
that's amazing.
Well done, Francis.
Superb.
Well done, mate. Right, Grosvenor Sport. Cheltenham. You Cheltenham boys.
I am.
What about yesterday? We were really greeting yesterday.
Charlie also gave us a few tips. Do you want to slaughter him for that yesterday?
But it was the first two were brilliant.
Yeah, first two.
Came up and then the one with Shishkin get beat with the two were really close.
Heavy ground.
What's he all about?
The jockey.
Tiger Rolls cruise. Well, no cruising.
That was his stable
partner. Can a boy know just go, hey?
That's his stable
partner. That's him on a Saturday night.
Do you know what? Hey, I need to hold back. So that's
kind of genius.
I know.
Just go in.
It's one
what were you wanting to do?
You know, just make it look good. No, just let him win. Come on.
Is that bit you like, innit, when he starts slapping the horse's ass?
I was gutted. I like the wee fella. I mean, you look at the other horse.
The wee fella, they're all wee jockeys.
Tiger Roll.
No, the wee horse. I'm talking about Tiger Roll.
Right,
you see Delta Work? That's a big brute of a horse.
But you know what?
Wee Tiger Roll's a wee... It's a wee Glasgow guy, isn't he? a wee madman, like, I'm just going to show you.
It's won everything, innit?
Aye, you know, gutted.
I was gutted. I've never seen a horse win and get booed. Was it Tiger Woods getting booed?
And he get booed.
The two of them come in, the guy was laughing because he waited on him because the guy was getting booed. He was the favourite. He was coming in. He was getting booed.
Who, Tiger though?
No, the other one that won it. The guy that won it was his stable partner.
Oh, right.
And he's coming in and Tiger Roll waited on him and said, come on, go in, because he was just, all the cheer was for him.
Have you ever been down to Cheltenham?
Aye, once.
I've never been, but I would. I keep that t-shirt.
Next year, right, here we go. We're going to say this now. Next year, Open Goal will go live for Cheltenham. We'll do the podcast on the Tuesday. We'll do the cooking show on the Thursday. There you go. I promise.
That would be amazing.
Grosvenor are going to sort us out.
Aye, good.
Coisty's down there, isn't he? He's running the show.
Who's he riding down there?
He's
Alec Brazil.
He's a big horse, isn't he?
It's a big donkey.
It's a big ugly donkey horse.
You could tell the two of them were running this morning. I was listening to two of them this morning, honestly.
Did they make it?
They must be bloated at night because the two of them sounded brilliant.
That'll be us 4 days next year.
Laughing at anything like you're going,
Are you going to get, would you get Coist down here?
Well, we've tried.
He's a man, isn't he? He's a man.
We've tried a bit.
You get questions.
Into the last time, but I think he would. But he's into it. He's a busy man, isn't he? So I think he enjoys this. He enjoys this company.
He does charity work, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does it, honestly. I think he'll do it. He done it with you.
He's been on a couple of times. We'll get him
He's a
on.
lad.
I saw him pulling a pint of Guinness yesterday.
Oh, if you've been to the Guinness tent, mate, you'd love it.
I love a pint of Guinness.
I remember the Guinness tent.
We enjoyed that.
Can you imagine Brazil the day, St Patrick's Day, doing there?
Could you imagine his lavy pan?
When
he's into the dump, man.
It's an amazing day though, isn't it? Going to the races.
It's the best.
It looks.
You took him in your Slaters, or we'll get you in the Slater suits.
Aye, that's it. But the
What's
first
the matter?
one,
He's
the first one with the big sleeves.
He's not done us for a while.
I know.
He's been took it.
I know something's coming. I know it might be reversed. We'll see.
So how much have you been betting? Couple of quid here and there.
Couple of quid here and there, Simon. That yesterday I put a tenner on the treble yesterday. And that
so the first two were in and then the Shishkin.
But the tips have been unreal, haven't they?
They've been good. Charlie's good. He's got a bit of free racehorses. He knows his stuff.
Aye.
Knows his stuff, mate. And it was your dad's birthday. It was his dad's
birthday.
Dad's birthday.
Aye, man, 60 yet. I didn't know he was 60.
Was he? Is he 60?
A landmark, innit?
That's good, man. Good landmark.
Amazing. He's older than your old man.
I know. There you go.
He is. He's old.
What age are you?
61. 62.
He is your dad.
62.
Yeah,
I'm your dad.
See what so next. This will prove that. See, in 1991. Who were you playing with in 1991?
It doesn't matter who I played with. I was up and down. Everywhere I was up and down.
88 you were. So where were you 91? Celtic still?
91. No, I was back down in London.
That's good. He's out there running.
No, I was here.
No, he was up all the time.
I was here all the time. I was here all the time.
Tom Boyd was about that time too, wasn't he?
I was at Jambos.
Oh, Derek was at the Jambos.
I was at the Jam. I was with Jam Taps.
My mum used to like Edinburgh.
No, she hated Edinburgh. Mama hated Edinburgh.
Aye, the hated Jambos.
Aye.
Tom Boyd, Daniel Boyd. I used to
Boyd did. Tom Boyd,
no. He could be one of Boyd's.
No, Tom Boyd must be.
So what did you get the dad for his 60th? Something big?
What did I get him? Got my £100 voucher for Cheltenham. That's a good present.
All right to bet.
Well, just take him. Give him a wee promise.
It'd have been better if you taken him down.
Fucking brutal last night, but.
Was he?
Steaming. Dancing.
Aye, you're meant to do that on your birthday.
Aye,
I know, but
that's the rule.
But naked, you know what I did?
Naked. I know that. I was like, come on, Joss. Let the Wayne's back get enjoy it, you know what I mean? You man enjoyed it, but 60-year-old, what a guy.
Aye, brilliant.
Right, listen, if you haven't had a punt on it yet, there's a new sign-up offer for Grosvenor that should interest you. So bet £5 and you get £25 in free bets in any sport. Could be handy during Cheltenham.
And also, Simon, always sign up at gsport.com/open-goal.
I see I missed that.
So will you sit in front of the telly and watch it? That's what I've been asking.
Yes, aye. You know, and I've never been a gambler. I've never been into the horses, but I can see it coming.
You got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them.
See, my boys are in
Know when to walk away.
I'm in.
Hey,
I don't have the world to play the banjo. I don't play the guitar, man. Strum it. Get me on the drum and all that. Very careful.
Right, Scottish Cup draw. What a lineup we've got.
Well, I get caned for the actual draw at the time, but I've set that up for the first time in history.
I know, yeah. Well done.
So you're saying your draws led to this?
It's never ever happened. I don't think it's ever been.
What did you think of Greg Hempel's performance?
Pathetic. I do. I like his boy Benny really well. Great guy.
Benny's a great
and
boy.
I like Greg a lot, but not in the same league.
It was always going to be. It was like taking over for Alex Ferguson, wasn't it? That 10 year extra.
That'll be the next 7 years. That'll be shite.
By the way, what's your about saying it's very professional and all that? Is that something to do? Hey, did you not hear that?
Oh, he's put on the wrong jumper of the.
It's my boys. He works for this new company. And I thought it was a Nike man. I was about to put my Jordan hat on. I went, that man. I just grabbed it and VIP for
You've got.
Aye.
You've got. That's a strip club. VIP. Is it? I think so. Is that where he's on? Your boy's a stripper. Your boy's a stripper. Aye. That's how he's got pound notes in his arse.
Wow. Danny Bill Lewis, so it's.
Who would you pick?
I'm sure it's Ross's.
Ross, right?
It was
nice.
That's where you get the boots
Nice
from.
material.
He's also. How much would you pay for his boy to dance with you?
Aye.
Right, what were you saying before? What were you saying before?
Emma.
I saw you.
Emma, when she done the Scottish, is it her? Emma Dodds.
Emma Dodds,
she done the Scottish draw. After it, she says he was very professional.
No, it was Connie McLaughlin.
No,
it was Connie McLaughlin. Connie McLaughlin.
He's saying me.
Aye, but she said to him, so obviously that was a dig at.
Aye, she said to him, very professional.
Very professional. She went, you'll be back.
It was a standout. Aye, it was.
100%, you're right.
Best Scottish Cup.
I think that one was quite boring.
That's shite,
What was he doing?
Aye, none.
So did you get your boy heels in a bikini and that?
You're that right. Come on, you go and change
Do you
yourself.
ever go in but do a wee
return
for it? For the club? No.
Do you ever stand like that and pretend to be the
pole? I've been through it. What is it? BCM and Magaluf?
BCM.
Yeah, that's one on my list. I got chucked out of there.
Did you? Because you kept doing that to the pole, wasn't it? Right, this Scottish Cup draw, fuck's sake.
Right, go on in, this Scottish Cup
How good an advert for Scottish football. Let's be the games one Saturday, one Sunday. Now what a weekend it's going to be.
Aye. But see, the games, that run of games we just watched, that was top draw.
St Mirren Hearts. Hibs Motherwell, a really good game.
I thought good game. Full incident, just what you want in a
Full
Scottish
nonsense.
Cup. And then but then the draw that's materialised can't get any better, can it?
No.
Is that what you want?
That's a draw you'd be. That was a draw I think everyone was wanting, wasn't it?
The bottom line is you're going to you beat them in the final, or that's Rangers and Celtic were saying. Do you beat them in the final, or do you beat them in the semi?
It doesn't matter.
You've got to win it.
So who do you fancy for the Edinburgh derby?
The Edinburgh
derby.
Oh, the Jambos. I think they're in a good place at the minute, aren't they? They're playing really well, get a good squad.
I fear for Hibs just the goal scoring. Who's going to score?
Well, the boy Mickelson came and scored.
He done well,
probably said that
done
wrong.
all right, isn't he?
A wee bit different.
Bodo Gimp.
Did he come for the password? Wi-Fi password?
19-year-old as well.
Looks lively, didn't he?
No fear.
No.
Wants to get him behind.
Good runs, aye, innit?
Your type, you like that, strikers that want to get behind.
You'd appreciate him, wouldn't you?
No, I'm being serious, you do like strikers that run beyond, didn't you?
Of course. Yeah.
No, I'm being serious, totally football chat here, I'm being totally serious.
Yes, I do.
You're always back
You're always with him a wee,
I'm always
you don't know where he's going.
I just look, when I'm watching the games, I'm looking at space and I'm going, why is somebody not just dink it in there and let the strikers go and run? Turn the defenders around. They don't do it now. Defenders just face the game all the time.
Hearts are massive favourites, aren't they?
Big Maguire, see, like, doing it. Man United, he's getting fun out because the people are turning.
Oh, you'd be running behind him constantly, wouldn't you?
Hopeless, yes.
He's got all
Absolutely
diving boots on.
He's getting the boots that you wore in.
The knee highs. He's putting the knee highs on it.
After him, wasn't it? But has anybody got an argument for Hibs to beat Hearts?
Aye, because they're a good football side, right? And that, but in a game we always talk about a derby, but in a semi, I think Hearts are strong favourites for that. But that could be their undoing because maybe I don't know what you think. Or you think?
It's 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away.
Yeah,
3 weeks away. Yeah.
So it depends. That's a long term because at the moment I would put my house on Hearts, but
because you've got players to come back as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've got a few to come back in.
It's a long time away in it, so I think depends who's depends who can handle it better. I think Hearts have got better players that could handle it at Hampden than Hibs. I think.
Your argument for Hibs is they played the last derby, Hibs did alright against them, didn't they? I think it finished a draw at Easter Road.
I think you can see the improvements in them, but that's so. But then you've just told me the boy Mickelson has come in and he looks the type that they need because they keep it, they pass it, but every now and again
they've been lost behind
it.
When Boyle went to wherever he's ready, but with the money, but they've not had anybody. They've not had somebody that's want to fight for the ball and get hold of it. And he's been that guy. So
that's been a good signing, I think.
A good signing.
You know, they've needed that they've needed that tight. So he gives them a different dimension, a different option, which is important.
Just no fear at all.
Are you saying Hearts no brainer?
At the moment, at the moment you've got to see that.
I don't know, but I don't know. I think a one-half game semi-final, anything could happen, couldn't it?
If Hearts had played tomorrow, Hearts would beat them easily. I think in the semi-final, I think they'd be up for it. But 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a long time away, and it's
Hampden,
in football.
Surface, open, and maybe it might suit Hibs a wee bit. I know I'm trying to look at it from your point of view. They might enjoy that.
Half-empty stadium.
Well, that'll surely be full.
Come on, they've got to fill that.
Please fill it.
Aye, they will.
Couple of games on the telly, everyone watching.
It's got to be.
Get the place full.
What time does that?
We're going to go.
What time does that
You need to get a lot of
6:30 in the morning, and it kicks off.
They need to get a lot of free.
You'll just be getting in.
You should be.
Strip club.
Your boy can go straight there. Your boy can go straight there if you want.
Give you a big long jacket on.
What's that strip club we went to after the Hydro?
That was brilliant, man.
No, that was his man's living room.
He's read out. He's read out. Well,
My man dad said you need to stop.
That was where your boy got in it when he was chatting to your dad.
Aye, remember that.
So when did you go to a nightclub? Did you go to dancing?
You can't remember. I put you in the taxi.
Your first one.
I put him in the taxi. He was decided against the wall.
That was the first one.
I can't get that image out of my head. Came back to my house and my dad's.
And his boys are all your dad. He's like, that's what I want to do.
Aye.
My dad's showing
He's coaching him. He's coaching.
But look, you need to do this for your ass.
Imagine my dad upside down sliding in a pole.
Oh, that's amazing. Right, what about the Celtic Rangers?
I said, I can't get that. I can't get that thought in my head.
Right, my mum says that. She was like, "Well, I don't mind you saying it." I know you talk nonsense and sometimes a bit filthy and that. She was like, I don't really like it, I'm afraid. But she was like, when you bring me and your dad in it, she was like, we've got work to go to, you know that, we can't do it.
Your dad doesn't go to work, she starts fucking kidding.
Strippers.
Takes a pose.
Celtic Rangers.
Who's the favourites?
I do think though, and no, I don't. I was going to say there. I think with the amount of European games Rangers are playing,
it's a big,
physically and mentally, it maybe takes a bit. Yeah, but I looked at Liverpool last night, who they said they'd played almost like 8 games more than Arsenal have, with all the competitions they've been in. Look at I don't know if that
you can't compare that. I mean, look at the players that Liverpool are bringing on.
No, but I'm just talking about
world
physical
class, isn't they? I mean, listen, Rangers are doing brilliant in Europe.
Do you think
the biggest problem if they win or get through, which I think they will, then that means that they're playing the night European tie before the semi-final
on the Sunday. But they've done that a year though, Frank.
I don't know. But that's what is it? Quarterfinals.
Positives and negatives to look at that.
Pressure, that's a big
then you look at it, and if you win on that Thursday, say you go away in Europe or whatever, you win the game, you're going into that game with massive confidence, so it can work both ways, can't it?
But I think that's how you're saying about Hearts, because Hearts are in a good place, and that's how we fancy them so much. And that's, we don't know, because it is 3 weeks away, you know, the European thing with Rangers. You know, it can be a right good, fuel factor getting into that, but if they get knocked out, we just don't know. I just think, for me, I'm just going to go 50-50. We just own the day. Rangers will still be, well, I'm still hurting for that, for the 5-0 gubbing, and it was a gubbing, it was embarrassing. You could go through a whole host of words to describe that game.
3-0?
No, but I keep thinking about the 5-0. The 5-0 game.
When?
Not my one.
3-0. You're on something.
That's it, was it 3-0?
3-0.
Hold on. Was it?
But did you own that 3-0? So that 3-0
No,
game?
let's just say 5-0.
Aye, let's just say 5-0 game. You never made a mistake in the first 2 years here.
I don't make one mistake.
Never made a mistake.
It should have been 5-0.
I've heard the crap we were talking last week, because none of us watched any football.
It should have been 5-0.
Should have been shut down after that one. Yeah, but see on that game, you think...
Can we cut that?
How do you think Rangers will approach this game after what happened the last game?
The walk on.
Well, no
sit back.
God almighty. I think that's lesson learned. And let your fullbacks. I think even with Tavernier, he was too constricted. His strength is going forward. So look at it. So give them a wee bit more leeway and let them go and let them. And you've got midfielders there. Jack's back in there. get loans from that can come in and sit.
And Morelos never played that game, who's massive for Rangers.
He is massive, aye, without a shadow of doubt. And you know, when he's on form, playing well, and he's at it, and he's at that, uses that physicality, you know, he's a problem for.
Yeah, he played second half.
And he makes a massive difference. Yeah. Of course he does. Not just what he does on the ball. I just think it's just him being there. You know what I mean? That you can see the influence he has on everybody else.
But on the other side, there's wee whispers that your man Kyogo could be back for it as well.
Aye. I've seen it a fair bit.
Be a massive boost for Celtic.
Got to say, they've just all done it. I mean, even the boys, you've not really missed them Celtic since.
Still.
I think he's
the way they play. I think he's a catalyst.
He has a catalyst to everything they do. But you've seen they've won all these games, they kept winning. You know, Jackie Marcus, I was thinking maybe surplus to requirements, but because of the Japanese boys, but he's came in, he's just looks as if he's there, he's going to stay there for a long time. So I think it could be him, and Kyogo comes back, he's not going to fling him straight in. They're not going to put him straight in until
Kyogo plays, especially that big Hampden pitch. Think of this, the final against Hibs, 2 goals over the top Kyogo.
I mean, that's... Aye.
And then you look at Ramsey's come back into 80 minutes.
Ramsey, somebody said
he's got a job. This is pre-planned. Seen it on social media.
Did you see it? Social media. Is Ramsey the first stay-at-home footballer? Or not, work from home. That's it, work from home.
See, sometimes you got to make it, because somebody like him, you know, is getting fit. You know, you just...
where does him and Aribo, we were talking about in the podcast, where does him and Aribo play in the same, because it's kind of the same.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. You sometimes, even before we come on camera with certain players, they don't play the whole game. They come on as an impact player. You know, they can come on the last half hour and make a difference. When there's a wee bit of tired legs,
here to be an impact player for you.
Well, he might, at the stage, at the fitness sit, you might be looking at that. And if he can accept that, see the important thing, and we know he's top drawer, but he has to accept that might be his role. You know, so that's down to the manager.
So who do you think final?
Jenk will be getting questions like, well, what do you do? How do you spend 400 grand a week?
Is that what he gets, 400 grand a week?
400 grand, that's brilliant.
That man's no far.
What would you do with that?
Do you think I'd just want to talk to him? I just want to talk to him.
I'm getting
no wonder he can't play.
Right, Tottenham Morelos, he's changed his agent.
Aye, but
does that mean anything?
I heard because that he changed his agent, it started a few rumours about as if he's going to leave again, but if anything, I'm actually, from a Rangers point of view, you'd be happy to change his agent because every sort of transfer window, his agent's been trying to get him out. Every look at it.
He's went to every club.
So I don't know if it's a good thing or he's annoyed with his agent.
He's been to every club in Europe in the last 5 transfer windows. He's been hooked everywhere.
He's been linked to everywhere.
Well, it's his agent. His agent's hawking him everywhere. And listen, you're only as good as when somebody comes in and puts money down. But then you know, I can say Derek. I can say somebody's making an offer for Derek. It doesn't make any sense. Somebody's got to come in and put money down, and obviously, because there was a time if they put money down for Morelos, they'd have let him go.
There'll be offers this summer for Morelos, surely. After his performances in Europe.
I think he's done well. But this is the first one.
Phenomenal.
This is the first thing he's done it. He's, apparently he's stoked to parties and all that. And, he gets his head down and look what's happening.
Would you think he'll leave this summer now?
Well, they're in contract talks, obviously. So, listen, the fans love him. That's it. There's a lot to be said about that, but it's up to him. I mean, he's been here. How long has he been here? What, 4 or 5?
He's an angry wee man. It's great. I think he's just.
It's your type, a player. Believe it or not.
I know. He's just a wee angry wee man that upsets defenders. I like that.
He's a pest.
I can't take that out of him.
No, that's one of his biggest
assets.
An
absolute pest. I know.
But you could see against Dundee at the start of the game, he wasn't quite at it. So I think it was the right decision to take him off.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't even have started him. I think even the players, I don't know if it's me, I think the players can engage him the first 5-10 minutes, because I was looking at the players how they were reacting to him, and you could see that as if they were going, oh, he's not at it today.
You did that we used to do that with Samaras. You could tell him 10 minutes if he was
you said that.
Get him off. You could tell first 15-20 minutes, get him off.
You must know players. I know you've played with players that they're like that. They're not quite at it for whatever reason. Sometimes, for me, it might have been guys that have lost a few bob. you know, going to the game on the bus. But he's not in the right place, you know.
When he's acted into Rangers as a completely different team. Morelos, isn't he?
Aye.
Oh, he's a main man.
Absolute bang on the money with that.
I think he is.
Aye.
Just asking about past relationships with agents.
Agents.
How did you get on with them? Did you ever fight with agents?
He's still my best pal. Well, one of my best pals. As well.
Bill McMurdo.
Bill McMurdo.
I had him for 15 years. Sacked him twice.
Did you sack him? Well, geez, that. Why did you sack him twice?
Just because he did it all.
Didn't he get you?
Talk us through the story. Why did you sack him to?
I can't remember. I was pissed. I just sacked him. Well, doesn't drink. He's like, okay, I'll see you next week.
So you just phoned him and says, I'm not wanting to be my agent anymore?
Aye. Yeah, I've seen him a lot. So
I always think, right, our agents any use, see if you're playing well, see if you're playing well, mate, you're getting a move.
And if you're not
your agent's fucking...
At the end of the day, it's down to you.
It was Ball that came and got me it was him that got me a move for St Mirren because they weren't going to let me go on. It was terrible. I'd have ruined my career there if I never moved.
Right.
A couple of offers came in before I was ready to move, and I didn't have an agent. And I says no. I wasn't. You know, the manager was talking to me, and I says no. And then when I wanted to go, it was time for me to go, and the manager was going, no, you're not going. So Bill came in and what is it?
Do you think you need an agent?
I think so. I think so.
100%.
Big time.
I just think I remember. See, like when I was a young player, I got an agent, and it kind of then he started. No, he was really good, but he was kind of then saying that you could go here or go there, and you kind of then forget about
what you're actually ready to do.
Do you know what I mean? Never ever thought of that. You just wanted to, but then you start to think of other teams, and I don't know.
An agent.
A young player. I don't know if I like it.
A young player, no. I mean, listen, that classic example, the boy that came on the other night, is it
Karamoko?
He should have been in. He's got an agent that was touting him all over the place. There was another boy that was a Celtic, went to Chelsea, and he was never done nothing.
Islam for us.
Aye, never done nothing.
No.
And that's an agent no worth his salt because he shouldn't have went there.
But why not? But Frank, if he's getting offered the money he's getting offered, why should he? He's probably got a family that's living in a one-bedroom tent. Why should he not go?
He's going to get that anyway if he's as good as what. But obviously he's his. But now he's been doing that. He's got all the money.
I don't think that's got anything to do with the move though. I think that's meant to do with the boy why it never worked.
Because your money he got. Because your money was on it.
It's easy to say that, but he could have stayed up here at Celtic and no done it.
Well,
if it's going to change your family's life, your family's life.
I think that's what's wrong with football. I mean, so many boys that's not even near the first team. We're driving about in Bentleys and all that. You're like, what? Never get anywhere near the first team.
I know.
They're turning up the Lamborghinis like that. The young boys. Young boys wouldn't get into the dressing room when we were playing.
That annoys you, didn't it?
Well, they had to knock the door because that's a place. Our first team dressing room was somewhere that the young boys should be aspired to get in. I'm a great believer in that, you know. Boys, senior boys go get to.
It looks like the boy Ben Dolk's going to Liverpool as well, didn't he, for Celtic?
I heard every team in the world wants him.
And see that might sound old-fashioned, but sometimes old-fashioned is good. The old school's good, and they should get back to a bit of that.
I think
have that bit of fear.
I think so.
Well, look at the ones that have kind of stayed in, like Tierney, Robertson, stayed and actually played first team football before they went down south, and how it stood them in good stead. Do you know what I mean?
Because that's a good example. Tierney, I think he'll be the best left back in the boot. I think he's not going to go to Liverpool because Real Madrid, Newcastle.
Do you watch that game last night?
I don't think he's that type that would go to Newcastle. I think if he's going anywhere, he's stepping up football terms because he's got enough money now, hasn't he?
Oh, I don't know, but he's starting. Listen, how do you get? What is enough money?
He wouldn't go to Newcastle.
Abramovich is a lot cheaper than what he had.
I'll get your online banking. I'll show you what's enough money.
I don't think money's his god.
Abramovich is a lot cheaper this week than it was last week.
And see what you say. I think with that move he got to Arsenal, the financial aspect. I assume he would have looked after his mummy, daddy, whoever like that. So it's not about him. Who does he want to play with? Is it like Barcelona, which has been mentioned? You know, maybe one of the German teams. I don't know. That's because he's good enough to get there.
He's not going to Newcastle. He's not that type of boy.
No, I don't think so either.
No, they're going to. What do you mean not that type of boy? They're going to win the league in the next 4 or 5 years.
No, I don't know.
Newcastle.
You think they'll win the league?
Oh God!
Right, I'll make a bet with you then.
Right, okay.
What, in how many years?
5. Within 5 years.
Started before we.
I hope I'm still here in 5 years. Well, alive.
Still in a job.
Still in a job.
I don't. If Klopp and Pep stay there,
Klopp and Pep stay. Who's got what manager's going to go to win the league for him?
I'm telling you, all right, okay.
Eddie Howe will be there for at least 2 years.
Man City were crap. Crap.
How long did it take them? Took them a while.
4 years.
Took Liverpool 4 years, didn't it? Four years to win it.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. The money they've got, unless there's news or this crap's coming out, they might stop them because they're Saudis. Might stop the money, but I don't think so.
Right, we'll see.
I think the money there is going to be. And listen, you've seen somebody like Tierney when they go there. At the moment, no. But when they're going to win the league, he's a homeboy. Loves it up here.
No
Newcastle's two and a bit hours.
I think you're right with the fit one. Go to like a bigger club.
But Newcastle's going to be huge in 4 or 5 years. He's only a boy. He's only 18.
It looks like me, a boy that loves his foot was foot by daft, you know, and that's why he would want to go and play like with a Barcelona, Real Madrid, something like that he's watched growing up and all that.
There's only one way he goes to Newcastle.
He's a home. He loves he doesn't drink or anything. So you go to the
and near the Anu.
There's only one way he's going back to Newcastle. if he gets back with John Carver.
I was wondering when you were going to mention that.
If he gets back with him, if John ever finishes with Lewis and
he's away to get waxed.
Tierney gets back with him, that's why
if was John away with you?
No, John. I seen John.
How are you getting on with him, all right?
Kept dunking you in the pool, didn't he? You were right.
I gave him a head massage.
I seen him getting waxed once. It was getting waxed. Bum wax. It was brilliant. Horrible sight.
Right.
Wow. Forgetting
massive game this weekend.
Forget English football.
Yes, it's
the
English football.
The biggest game in Britain.
Fuck Jamie O'Hara.
The biggest game of the weekend in Britain, or even in world football.
Pittodrie.
Aberdeen versus Hibs. Now, Aberdeen sitting 10th place, and I can't believe this. If Aberdeen beat Hibs,
because
we'd be so close to European place.
See that game, the biggest game in history.
No, the biggest game in world football.
World football.
Could be, potentially.
Aberdeen.
As to the
Hibs.
They support. As to Aberdeen
support. It's mental to think Aberdeen are sitting 10th place.
And they're only 5 points behind 4th.
So
I told you, I said they've got to be careful. You know, so Jim's got a big job in his hands. I know he's in there early doors and he's not going to have enough time to kind of change things, but they've got to get their act together, you know, and I think even Brown leaving, I think that is a blow because he's one of their best players. He's out the door. You look at a few others, you know, maybe Jim doesn't fancy them. We don't know.
But I think
go to utilise everybody at the minute. And it's like they need to get out of that situation. They need to get themselves safe, and he'll know. And over the weekend, who's with him, because some of them fancy it and some of them don't. Some of them crumble. Some of them pull up with, I've got a wee niggle. I can't make it.
That's my biggest problem.
But I also think with Jim Goodwin, Derek, if you go into a club and you think that everyone's right exactly where you want to be and do what you want to do, then you need to get them out. You need to stamp your authority down straight away.
At this time, we've got 9 games to go. I think
if you show weakness straight away, then do the players have that?
So what do you bring in for, you know, if he doesn't fancy, you know, what I'm trying to say is...
I think it's changed. It's wrong because what you're saying earlier, he's got rid of Scott and all that, and I think it's a mistake, but it's a mutual thing.
I would have kept Scott, but that's all I'm saying.
Can he bring anyone in?
I know.
To replace him at the moment?
And that's the problem.
That's the biggest thing. And the run-in, Scott Brown could be a massive, he could be a difference.
But what
getting top 6 or getting relegated.
If Aberdeen put out their strongest side and they're at it, you know, they will get at it because they're good enough players. But that's what I'm saying. They're no used to being in this position, down the bottom, scrapping for their lives. So it's going to tell you a lot about them. They're used to now going for like 3rd spot, top 6 and all that. This is a different scenario. So, you know, they're going to need to puff the old chest suit and, you know, and roll the sleeves up and work their socks off, and it's going to need to be dirty.
Jim Goodwin, do you look at the short-term view or do you look at the long-term view? All right, this might affect me in the short term, but it'll stand me in better stead on the long term.
Short term, just make yourself safe.
That's
all.
But I think he's looked at it and thinks, I've got enough here to keep these up without Scott Brown and other certain players.
I think so, but I don't think there'd have been any problem with Scott Brown. I think he'd have spoke to him. I think Jim's that kind of guy.
They're two type of guys that would just
Scott would have said,
on the table.
It's not. I wouldn't have seen it a problem. Scott's too old and heat for that.
For the other view, I
thought
it would have been harder for Scott Brown. You know, because
maybe Scott Brown said that to Jim Goodwin as well.
See, this is
but he didn't know.
So maybe he sat and he says, "Listen, I was part of that management team that didn't succeed here. You know, they've been out. I'm not feeling right. You know, in amongst us, just as a player. So that's just the stuff that we'll know until the end of the season.
I think it's a correct decision on both parts. I
think so.
I do. I think so.
I'm just surprised that it's happened when he can't bring somebody in to replace Scott.
I'll be honest with you. I'm with Mark on this. To be honest with you, I'm a wee bit surprised he did let him go because I would have used a player of that calibre.
Even to the end of the season, say, help us out to the end of the season. Scott would have done that because he's a pro.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of guy is.
Did you play with, were you in the reserves with Jim Goodwin?
But he wouldn't have. Do you know when I came in early at 15, so Goodwin was in like the reserves. But he was a guy, mate, that would take the shit, man. Even at that age, So he'd have been about maybe 21, but even like, we used to watch first team training. If he joined in, other boys were maybe scared of it, but Goodwin was
strong mentality.
Strong mentality, mate.
And that's what he'll take into management.
Aye.
Definitely.
I think he's good. I think he is going to be.
Played against him when he was at Huddersfield as well, mate.
Is he hard to play against?
How come he's got better looking with age?
I know he has, isn't he? Handsome boy.
Aye, and you've got another way.
Fucking.
Botox.
Aye, no.
Botox.
No, I'm not.
Aye, he looks good, doesn't he?
Aye.
He does. Right, well, Aberdeen beat Hibs in this weekend.
I fancy Aberdeen. I do.
I do.
I know Hibs. They'll be
fancying a draw.
Oh yeah. I think Hibs will be buzzing. Obviously, we're getting through the semi-final.
What's that?
I think I like Jim Goodwin. I do. I think he's good, and especially Aberdeen at home. I fancy Aberdeen.
I think if the players up there believe in him, then it's because he's a good manager, and they've got to get behind him because just do what he says because he is a good. Seen him at St Mirren. I mean, that was a hard act to follow. The Ross night he was there, and he's done that. He's overtaken him in that respect. So I think if you just believe in him, I think the players up there believe in him, then he'll not do them wrong. I think he's a good manager.
Yeah, we had a chat about that. No one here, obviously, but about that he went through that period of time with St Mirren, but they never won. What was it? It was about 9-10 games or something. You know, and then he went on that. He changed things after the winter break and come back, change of shape, maybe change of mentality, a few wins, and then the Aberdeen job come up and
he
got his
won
way
11 games. Was it unbeaten at 11, 12
He was struggling a wee bit for.
They won a few games, so.
But what he's shown straight away is, doesn't matter who you are, if you're not on board with what I want to do, then you'll be here.
I think it's a great sign. I think that's a great sign. Whether you think it's the right decision or I think for a manager, I think that's a brilliant sign to do.
Aye, and that's just where I'm on talk about Emma. So there we go, there's a wee split.
That's what football's about.
I've never seen you to compete against you.
They're always well.
You don't get VHS.
You see what I done to Big Kev the other day?
You don't get VHS.
Smoked him.
VHS, you don't get beat him at VHS.
Did you see the race?
No, that doesn't sound right. You smoked him.
Smoked him.
I didn't know. To me, that doesn't sound right. He's smoking Big Kev.
His jaw'd be broke if he smoked Big Kev.
Oh, I know. By the way, I seen it at that run. Do you know what I used to do? I'd done that with a guy. We were in the bar and it was one of the old hotels. And he was going, I'm cooking you now. I said, shut up. So I got him outside and I said, right, you go that way, I'll go.
What, on a night out like?
Right, on a night out, right. So he's went, really? I went £100 and he's fucking off and he's running around the corner and I've just went back in and had a drink. he's running. I was running back to Blytheswood Square as well.
Hey, what were you doing at Blytheswood Square? Right, we're on to Scotland.
He must have been going, I see he's not coming round, brilliant.
Is it Steve Clarke? Tells it Steve Clarke.
He's all right, Steve.
There's another manager that's shown.
And that's good.
Didn't piss about with me because he pulled out the last score, didn't he?
And Ryan Fraser's been playing really well for Newcastle recently. So that is a big decision. But so he did. Was it the last squad he pulled out?
And then he trained with he was seen training with his club the next day.
Well, I think Steve Clarke's made the right decision.
I think so. I think so.
But then
at the same time,
standards.
The boy Hickey didn't go to the 21s and then he's been called up. Is that the same thing or?
In the 21s is nothing to do with him, is it? He'll not be happy. He'll have a word with him. He won't have a room, but it's different.
The thing is, Ryan Fraser's flying at Newcastle as well, so it's a big call for Steve Clarke.
But he's got enough, you look at the squad, enough talented boys in there, so I just think he's putting maybe a wee message out there. Listen, if you get the call, you come, you show up. If you've got an injury, we'll have a look at it, and that's the protocol anyway. So you've got to show that you want to play with your country. And there was a wee sign of that Fraser, didn't he? So maybe that's played a part in that.
Yeah. No, I think it has. I think it definitely is the reason that he's left
it looks like it.
I think he came out and said that.
I think so.
I think he did.
Maybe he's had a quiet word with him behind the scenes, and said to him.
But if Fraser Black's fucking fed up going and 3 days away or 4 days away and not getting a game. But you've got to do that.
But it's not just about the guy. I think that's what he's trying to install there, isn't he? That even the guys that are not playing, that want to be there, that want to help the guys that are on the part. I think that's what he's trying to create, isn't he?
Because that was the problem before Steve Clarke came in. There was too many people that were pulling out of squads.
That's happened all the time, you know.
But no since Steve Clarke's came in, he's changed it, innit?
Try to keep that
Doesn't want to creep back together.
Good, feel good factor, right?
Aye.
100%.
Aye, you need that.
But see, Fraser, would he play? Could only play wing back with Scotland?
3-4-3. You can maybe play on the free, couldn't you? Off the sides.
Did they pull it? It was a friendly, wasn't it? Was it a friendly game?
But what do you think? What do you think the squad overall? Again, a few raised eyebrows with Stephen O'Donnell. I don't think he's not starting for Motherwell every week.
No.
But again, if you're Steve Clarke and he's done well for you,
has that always been aimed at Stephen O'Donnell? You know, I think a lot of people out there don't fancy him. But the manager likes him. He likes what he brings to the table. You know, we're not saying he's world class. You know, I don't think Stephen O'Donnell would say that. But what he does, he's got a brilliant attitude. He shows up.
He always does well.
Aye, he does well. As he let Scotland in. So that's.
I think we had one bad game at the start of the Euros. Didn't he bounce back after?
I think that's what Stevie Clarke looks at. You know, he's not letting me down. So, and as long as they're fit, they're healthy, and they want to be there.
Remember that's what he's doing with the Motherwell. He's saving himself for the Scotland game.
Patterson there as well.
Yes, aye.
Has he been playing? Has Patterson been playing?
No, he played that.
Came off at half time, didn't he?
That non-league team, didn't he? And he hooked him. Took him off after half time, which I thought was a bit harsh.
So did I think.
You know, because I watched him. I knew he was playing, that's why I watched the game.
Bournemouth or something.
Yeah.
Aye. And they just sat in, they were dead. Obviously, they're going to be dead defensive. So Patterson's game is when he's got space ahead of him to bomb forward. So he had to just play a kind of, keep the ball. And he didn't do it, in my opinion, didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what Lampard was looking for that day.
I'm going to tell you what, it's the same as McCarthy, and McCarthy went down to Hamilton, down to England. You never seen them for 6 months, and then all of a sudden they came out and they were men. You know, they were doing there like boys for Hamilton. They were just raw boys, and then all of a sudden the two of them were like built out and they were proper players. And I think that's what happened.
Everyone could go down, telling you. I said that.
I think so. I think they've got a problem.
He could be in a bit of
trouble. Roy Hodgkins.
Aye.
Keeps him up by you. Telling you.
Who could do it?
Watford.
That'd be disastrous for Everton, by the way.
Aye.
Not a chance. Oh, grumpy chops. No chance.
I think he could, because he's got.
He knows what he's doing.
Of course he does.
Defensively sound. Yeah. Who's the boy? Sa plays in the wide. They've got a bit of pace up.
Dennis up front as well.
Aye. They've got a player.
He knows. Everton look terrible.
Aye.
I watched them against Spurs. It could have been fucking 8-0.
What was that about that performance?
Doesn't happen to a Roy Hodgson team, Matt. Watch this. They'll go and get Dick 6 at the weekend. I've just said that.
No, they don't play like that.
Right, coupon time.
Oh, coupon time, right.
Wow.
This is where you make your money.
Yeah, last one up, didn't I?
Don't think you've fucking had one up. I think you've, honestly, right, I think I've been doing this sort of thing we use for a good, what is it, 4 years they've been on the coupon? I would say you've had 2 coupons up in 4 years.
No. That's not bad. No, when did you had?
I don't get to do it. I pick the right teams every week.
Yeah, how's it, see, for when you started to now, is it different than the coupon show? What was it like when you first started?
He was Stephen Craig and Mr. Series.
I remember I came on that you were.
No, Stephen.
You were stats, you knew everything about the game.
Coming out with Stephen. What's
he was just like a wild side.
I thought you said couldn't play football.
Who?
Stephen Craig. He knows everything about everything.
Oh, he's an encyclopedia about football, mate. He is.
But he just can't play the game. He knows all about it. Is that what it is?
Knows every fact, doesn't
he? He kept it up 3 times and he was at the halfway line. that was you told me. Brilliant.
Right, I'm going to start with you, mate, since you were away last week.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Slim.
Get the holiday he duff.
Aye, right, back to
straight away.
Get the radio he done.
Right, coupon up.
By the way, listen to
Andy. Your radio voice.
Andy's completely different.
Different guy on the radio, mate.
I've never heard
Can't
him.
Listen to him, need to turn it off.
Who?
Andy. Another one that like him that puts on a voice and
it's crazy, isn't it?
Aye,
by the way,
just talk how you talk.
He's leaving you, he's leaving you.
What about Cheltenham then?
He's not leaving us.
See, we're talking about Cheltenham. Forget about the racing. What about all the accents and all that?
Aye, nags.
It's doing Swindon, I was doing that.
Because it's Irish.
Alright, Stephen Surrey. Simon Ferry, mate.
No, the posh one. There are quite a lot of posh people.
Cheltenham, you've been doing that posh, mate. You'd love it. What a place, Cheltenham. Cheltenham's one of my favourite places in the whole world. See the night out after the racing, mate.
It's really posh. They've got toilet paper and everything. Honestly, really posh.
See every nightclub in Cheltenham, mate. It's like they're like everything in Cheltenham's like a townhouse. So see the nightclub, mate. It's like 3 levels of nightclub. It's the best place, man. Cheltenham's
everybody goes to the races.
So next year we'll be there.
So we're going to go in the
posh people.
Full week.
The posh people.
You could do your radio voice, you'll fit in.
Oh yeah.
That voice you do on BBC Radio Scotland.
Thank you very much.
I know.
Nice, mate.
Nice, mate.
Because I was. Because mice.
Are you ready? Did you speak to Hingme last week? Ange, about what he said about the Japanese boys? It was brilliant.
Off we had a wee chat with Ange.
Did you see him? Brilliant. It was quality. What he says.
He's back.
I feel sorry for the Japanese boys. All they had English and they come up to Scotland. They found out it meant fuck all up there. Absolutely.
I'm going to stop him interrupting you.
Go. Right, come on. Sorry. Go.
Deza.
Aberdeen against Hibs.
I'm going to go a draw, 1 each.
Ooh.
Can I ask you a quick summary of that, please?
What?
The reason, right, it's going to be tense. I'm not sure how many I'm speaking for an Aberdeen point of view, but they're going to be like, it's going to be doing. Can they handle that?
Aberdeen.
That's a place.
Aberdeen.
That's a place.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
You need to stay at that strippers.
That's good to
Honestly, staying up too late.
He just came straight in.
That was too good a holiday I had.
He came straight through.
So Aberdeen.
Take your high heels off, right, and concentrate.
Aberdeen will win.
Right, hold on, get my jockey cap on.
Be Frankie Dettori, come on, gaze
Right,
jump.
Right, start for a start, Aberdeen Hibs.
Aye, and Hibs don't score a lot of goals, as we know, but I just think, and they're in a good place. They're obviously got a semi-final to look forward to. The boys, they'll be up for it. I just fancy a draw. I can just see a draw right now.
Would that be a good result for the Doings?
Doings.
Yes,
did you not call him Aberdeen or not earlier?
Aberdeen.
I don't know. I don't know.
The anti-gene. So do you think the anti-gene will beat Hibs?
Am I going to get drug tested after
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Sorry, Paul, what
Right, no, sorry guys.
Well, I've got kids to look after.
Right, a cracker, St Johnstone, Motherwell.
Oh, massive for St Johnstone, isn't it? Do you know something? I think St Johnstone might win that. There you go. And if it does that, puts the cats among the pigeons. Yes, aye.
Okay, Derek.
So
St Mirren, Dundee United.
St Mirren, Dundee United. I'm going to go St Mirren.
And then last but not least, I don't know, because you love these two clubs actually, and you've been a big advocate for Livingston. So Hearts against Livingston.
That's a brilliant game. I think Hearts caused that. No, do you want to know? Because I think we used that. Because I like Livingston. I've got a wee soft spot for him.
You've got a big hard spot for Hearts.
And I just think Hearts. So, tough one for Hearts. They're just going to edge it.
You need to watch them.
You're getting a round of applause at the end.
I know.
You're getting a round of applause.
I know.
Right, Francis, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Right, I'm going to give you Celtic in Ross County. You'll probably be getting a few quid today. The lounges up there at that game. So,
right, give me that.
Much Celtic. You getting for it?
No, can't say. Can't say. It's not charity.
Is it taxed?
No, charity. Celtic. Celtic will win. I would think comfortable. I know Ross County are playing well, but I think at home that week the break, I think Celtic look a different side. They look as if they were back on it and on the front foot, and I think they'll go again. So yeah, Celtic.
What do you think of this criticism of Starfelt? Are you still in the camp that he's not good enough? See a lot of it. Hear a lot on commentary. Hear a lot on the radio.
No, I'm not a big fan. I'm not big. I'm not big.
He's a good defender, but I'm not big.
I think sometimes his problem is that he tries to win the ball when sometimes he's got to let stand up.
A wee bit like that.
Stay off it.
On the ball, really.
On the ball, I think he's good on the ball.
Do you? Did you watch him?
I think he's good on it.
He's brave, mate. He takes it all the time, man.
I think he's good in the ball, but listen, I want my...
It's hard to play in that team, mate. Constantly getting asked to take the ball on a pitch like that at centre half.
I want my centre half to defend.
But don't you think they're for the shot and goal? This is a myth that he can't defend.
I'm not talking... He's
in the right. He's in the right position. If you watch him, his distances, he's always in the right position.
See me as a centre forward, that back into centre half. If that ball comes to me, if he tries to get round me,
he struggles with aggressiveness. He struggles with aggressive nature. I get that, but in terms of his positional sense, he's very good.
Sometimes you've got to say, hold on, I'm not going to get this. So step off and no let him turn.
Playing on the left-hand side when you're a right footer, asked to take the ball all the time.
Shut up, the money they're getting nowadays, you should be playing both feet. So I know I'll get...
Tell him Frankie boy. Give it to him Frankie boy.
Go on. I think it's you. This inverted, I know you're saying inverted fullbacks. It's new for two centre halves to be on their own because there's nobody beside them. So they're getting used to it. That's what it is, they're getting used to it. And the fullbacks are getting used to it. So that's, you know, it's one of them. Wolf.
I think he can't, they have to get a shot against him. So he must be doing something right. Because he's basically defending 2v2.
Oh, he's going to leave it.
So he's defending 2v2 and they're not getting shots against him. So how can he not defend? Doesn't make any sense.
I think he is a good defender, but
I never said he couldn't defend.
No, I'm not saying you, I'm saying, but I hear people saying he can't defend.
Just sometimes I think he should, rather than going and try and win it when he can get turned, just step off and no give him.
But the other night, by the way,
you you played centre half, if you can't get it, you just don't let him turn and run at you.
No, I get that. And the ball you don't have from there.
I don't like when the ball sign.
Yeah.
Well done, son.
Did you see the one last night? Just wiped it and just missed it completely.
Right, come on, what am I doing?
Everyone was getting the ball away from me. I can't give the ball away every time you had that.
The other night.
But nothing gets said about that. It's always stand for.
I guess because I just feel.
He's in the ball.
I'll get worried when he's on the ball.
Caress.
But why? When's the mistake ever came for him losing the ball?
He gives the ball away a lot. I'm telling you.
But so do all the players.
No, I know, but
caress.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. You've got to look after the ball.
I don't know. I'll worry about him.
All right. Right, so sorry.
Get the ball, keep it. That's the best thing.
Celtic v Ross County.
Celtic, still.
Okay, we'll go. I'll give you Hearts v Livingston.
What's after Hearts?
I'm going to go for Hearts home win. I think they're just playing really good at the moment, aren't they? They're playing really well. I know Livingston will be hard and they'll be up for it, but Tynecastle's a funny place to go and it's a hard place to go and get points. So, and they're enjoying it, so they're enjoying the football there. So I'm going to go for Hearts.
Aberdeen v Hibs, game of the weekend in the world.
Game of the weekend, and I'm going to go for another home win there. Yeah, I'm going to go for Aberdeen to beat Hibs. I think
you've got to get ready, what? It's holding you back.
Aye, it's holding you back for the.
Thanks, you're right. And lastly, I'm going to give your other old club, St Mirren, at home to Dundee United. That's a humdinger.
I'm going to go for a draw. Score draw, yeah. I think it'll be score draw.
You're taking your outside, no?
No, I keep taking them and they get beat, so I'll go for a draw.
They've no, have they won under Stephen Robinson?
No. Aye, won
Dundee.
Oh, they beat Dundee, so they won the last minute. Yeah.
Which was
good result, right?
By the way, they're playing well.
What about the goal?
They played well against Hearts, didn't they?
They did play well against Hearts.
Hearts.
Oof,
The boy hit it.
But what a Ronan.
He's on loan for somewhere, right? He's on loan for Man United or something.
What a goal that was.
What's his full name?
I don't know.
What a goal.
Ronan.
Ronan.
Nice, Ronan. What a goal, wasn't it? Craig Gordon never even didn't expect it, and then next thing he's just behind him. Is it Connor Ronan?
By the way,
that's interest for Aberdeen, isn't it?
Yes.
It was something.
He's on loan.
So he knows.
Jim had him, didn't he?
Jim had him, so he knows he's like.
Yeah, he's on loan.
Aye.
But that was what a goal that was.
Aye, he's a good player. I like him.
I like him. Good player.
Quality on the ball.
Aye.
He scored
very good.
It's like a young Machiavelli in that St Mirren strip, isn't he? Wee horny bastard.
Aye. Wee ginger.
Wee ginger as well,
aye.
He needs to get the highlights done, doesn't
it? You need to speak to him. By the way, your life will change. Get the highlights done.
Your life will change.
Is it? Does it?
Aye.
Right, who's doing Paul Sladen's cooking?
I'll do it. Come on, I'll get it.
Somebody's done that cooking many a time.
Aye.
I'll
do it.
Oh, hear it.
There you go, St Johnstone, Motherwell.
Start off with the best.
See for now to Monday. I want to have a look at 3 or 4 of the fastest players in SPL. Get them down to bad
and race them.
And we'll see how fast they really are.
Right.
Okay, for now to Monday.
I'd love to see you race one of the Fergusons.
You're racing them.
Do you want to bring any of your boys down to Monday?
Lewis. Bring Lewis
down. Lewis down? He'll be off, I know.
He'll be off.
Call it.
International.
If he wants to come round.
To bad. But why don't you speak to the camera and address him?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Well,
then I go for his dad. He's a man. Speak to him on the camera.
No, but will he come down?
I don't think he's going to be doing. No, I think he's got a few. He's got a few things on. I know he has.
Well, bring the other boy, Stripper.
Carver.
Oh, you want him? Want down?
Oh, you beat Carver.
Who's the fastest Jack in Scotland?
Fastest player in Scotland.
One of them.
Will Halloran be up there? Michael Halloran.
Aye.
Get him down.
Think so.
By the way, sometimes some defenders look. There's quick defenders kicking about. I'm just trying.
Ricky Lammy.
Bring him down.
Who's your pal? Devlin. He's quite quick.
Nicky Devlin, he'll be quick. He's come down with it.
There you go. Sometimes we always think about forwards, sometimes think about.
I would love to take one player for each team.
They used to do that, you know.
They did.
Do you know they used to do that? We used to get a race. We used to have a race every year. The fastest at each club used to go and race.
Fastest at what?
Oh, I'll tell you who's the quickest.
100 metre.
Boy at Aberdeen. Connor. McLenaghan.
Oh,
Conor McLennan.
Bring him down.
Is it McLenaghan?
I think he's
quick now.
He's quick, guy.
I wish I could run it.
No, he's a kid Hammy though.
What is he
He's a dick, honestly. I've just clicked on that.
So big man, no quick.
I don't know.
I think he's deceivingly quick, isn't he?
Not about running. Come on, can we do this?
Somebody else. Who else is quick?
Do you know what I want to do, Si?
Boys, quick.
Boys, not what I do. That's what I want to do. One person for each club and take them on at what they're good at. So see Dundee United, I want to go up to St Andrews.
Do a crossword against Ham Court.
Aye, that's before we start one.
No
and
chance.
Then take Tony Watt on at finishing side.
Right, good.
Then we'll go through the clubs and we can get each challenge. But I want to start at St Andrews because what I think there's a couple of open goal boys up there. Kevin McDonald, Charlie.
I'll
get all the boys, create an atmosphere.
golf.
Well, I scud his arse at finishing.
I'll play golf, right? Okay.
You're putting yourself under pressure.
I'll play golf.
Trust me, when it's with the cameras and when I've got that.
And he's in good nick now.
Getting there. So I beat me a scuddy big Kev the other day running. That's one victory. So I'll take a player on for each club, but we'll decide the player.
What were you running there? What was the distance?
Run the block, about a minute block.
Run the block.
I was in cruise control.
Kevin was slow.
Up it would have.
Kevin was slower than a week in the jail.
I cruised it. So if anybody wants to do Monday, listen, I'm going to go on with this, but see for Monday, I promise, when I turn up on Monday, I'll be turning up with somebody to race me. I'll be messing people with
Right, okay.
Sorry.
Right. Should beat him, 100%.
Beat him up. Right,
right. What we want?
You asked me about St Johnstone Motherwell, Simon. If that ain't a draw, I don't know what day of the week it is. So,
right,
I will go for.
So I've give you Hearts. I've give you
a draw.
St Motherwell.
No, we've not asked him Hearts.
I did.
I've only the first one I asked him was St Johnstone
Motherwell. That's the only one.
Was that okay?
Right? Aberdeen, Hibs.
I think Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
I think Aberdeen will do it. 2-0.
Okay.
2-0, wow.
Good shout.
Anybody else want to ask him any?
No, it's alright.
Hearts Livingston, your two mates. Oh, we'll see who his best mates are, Halliday and Devlin.
Well, do you remember, I don't know if this is eating in this, right? We were sitting here 2 weeks ago, when you were here, so I went like that. I think Livingston are just like hard working and hard to beat, and you went like that to me. I don't like when people say that. Since then, Nicky's spoke to me.
I know.
Because there's more to Livingston than that, that's for sure.
More to Livingston. Big motorway.
Nah, they're they've got good players. They can play a bit.
Disrespectful,
I've watched them.
So
they can play a bit.
A lot of roundabouts.
There's no just a few.
A draw, right, okay, so that's 2 we've asked you, no, it's 3 we've asked you. What will anyone want the 4th? Anyone want to know Paul Flynn's opinion on Celtic, Ross County, St Mirren, Dundee United or Dundee Rangers? I've not done Dundee Rangers, so we'll go Dundee Rangers.
Dundee Rangers. Easy. I just don't know what's happening with Dundee.
Matt McGee's still COVID or is he
He's back, that's his first game in the dugout, could that make a difference?
Is he back?
It should make a difference.
Depends. It'll make a difference because he'll need to leave a couple up in the stand because there'll not be any room.
The only thing I can see going against Rangers is that surface.
Dingus.
The surface is
that surface, it's a shocker. Seen it?
No.
Oh, it's poor.
A lot of the grounds are like that now, isn't
they took Kerry in the cup, didn't they?
Aye,
can't see.
It's all about attitude.
But then I suppose Rangers will get the European game, so will that play a fact? Who knows? But the play for this group shows to get Tony Watt to come out and answer if we come to St Andrews.
Mondays, I think they're usually off Mondays as well.
Tony will come and see you. He's a good boy. Tony's a good boy. He'll come and see you.
So
right, round up, boys.
Stand up.
I think you should finish with the thing, mate.
Derek, can you give a song when it speaks to the just for how good your performance is?
You're taking it too far, boy.
Cheers, lads.